Hi, my name is Annick MacAskill. Thank you very much to Poetry London for having me today. I'll be sharing some poems from my new collection, Murmurations, which just came out with Sparrow Press. Banff. Clouds trip over mountains, lend shadows to our hands, ungloved. 4 small blessings for November, yours larger than mine, though not greater, you say, skirting the path, pointing the way back to the gallery. I say brother, but that's not what I mean. I say friend. Though more than oil painting or sculpture, I'd like to know the weight of you, hold it between my teeth or under my tongue, a secret like the white ermine in the snow. Ringbolt. Even Luke Perry doesn't have Luke Perry hair anymore. I like cities with towers. The way you can situate yourself, eventually, if a bit late, turning your body towards them. Your body against mine is a hymn will teach the walls. On Sunday I'll lie, say I need comfort, with banners tongue-fucking the wind outside. Make coffee, move the car to yet another side street. Toast the bagels and kiss my fingertips. Release into me, like you don't know what you're doing. By the lake, you take a picture of us, the tower in the distance, imposing continuity in geography, if not permanence. Of gold arms, you. And this poem is after a line by Sappho, as translated by Anne Carson. Of gold arms, you. With I don't know what magic, reach for me, bestow a shape on my body I'd never considered. Of warm mouth and a coffee offered, the orange mug pressed to my palm where later your skin will be. You make it so. Make me not just shake, but shatter as I reach back in equal wanting. Welcome you, your name, above the tug and moan of the streetcars. It's winter and we must forgive birds their absence. And I hear them anyway. Finches ringing morning every time our bodies hit the sheets, indifferent to the dark or the worlds we leave to tremble in the next room. Missed call. The house sparrow carries sunlight in her beak. Consider the mystery, the slight frame burgeoning with hymns against the backdrop of still melting snow, blue and white pooling in the long given out grass. Under cedars I walk and whisper, attempt forgetting, but her notes are pressed upon my mind. Her flesh moves over me, probes my body. I don't expand like she does, but I no longer split from wanting. Her call rushes my insides, sears my chest, tests my resilience. I try her song, but my throat fails, feeble. And would you hear me anyway? I imagine your arms in another version of winter, deep in snow drifts, limbs and torso smudged in effort and evening. You catch everything as I see it, while I'm still here, rasping. But her notes envelop my mind's soft ear, her flesh. But her notes still surface in my mind, her flesh. But her notes are stamped upon my mind, her flesh. But her notes sink into my mind, her flesh. But her notes become infixed in my mind, her flesh. Murmuration. If a flock of starlings is fair prey to the sky, what are we to the gods? An endless game of cat's cradle, one string tricked and slipped into quadrants, stretched between a pair of cold hands. I heard you across that breadth, knew where you went missing, something that only appeared cut, distinct, lungs separated from a rib cage, that maze of calcite, arched shadow of breath. I was running blind. Then, in a new province, found a way to continue to where I was always going, once more fixed in place, anchored with the rest of me, the hum fluttering its way through. Magpies. Remarkable to our East Coast eyes, quotidian pest to the locals. You say beautiful and spark derision, their eyebrows raised like pinky fingers and the corners of their mouths twitching. Rare still to us, all these months later, as memory, relegated to our respective crevices of Canada. A pest, this distance, this longing. In memory, the bird's sleek feathers are still glossy in sunshine, inky check marks against the whiteness of the sky, the mountains, their wings and tails iridescent, pulsing against the limits of spectrum, rippling our vision into mirage. You still say beautiful with conviction. The world won't know what to make of us either. Yarmouth County. A simple house, its windows elevated over Chebogue Point, the blonde panels rendered still paler in whitewash. Ducks drift in the river to where it cedes to marsh grasses, threaded through winter's last snow. And the geese rinse their necks, 4 base clefts dipped beneath the sky's grayed mirror, emerge flickering with water and sunbeam, their new home temporary, though not without heft. Today the clouds will change color with every passing hour. Today the shower's fog will clutch at the bathroom glass, softening the reflection of our faces, while the flock's broke gasp vibrates through the windows, dampened but constant. Just a few more left. This one stays in Nova Scotia and takes us to a summer beach. Great black-backed gull. We think we saw it. You were in the waves, your torso pressed to the board, letting go as they formed, their underbellies unrolling from the glint of post-dusk sky to frosted glass, bits of froth casting fish phantoms over the ocean floor. After a brief dip, I never left the towel, the tan pages of a library book sticking to my fingers. You yelled out from the water, pointing. Like any other gull, ordinary, its call swallowed by the distance, remarkable only for its size. We second-guessed, the binoculars still under the passenger seat of your car, no nomenclature ready for our lips. We tried later in the bookstore, heads bent over the species guide, unfolded like a takeout menu in our hands, the bird at once singular and improbable because of how clearly it appeared to us. Ketch Harbor. Post-rain, the water spills like silk, calm like it's everyone's day off, but just Friday, our secret slip into the future. We should be so lucky. Yellow flowers sparkle in the grass along the highway. Weeds, more perfect than the armful of grocery store tulips I brought to you in February. I don't like to think about what frightens me, so I picture your eyes instead. And sometimes I can't hear what you are saying, but I know that it is beautiful. We drive and we drive. When we get out, the air is cool. Who could blame us? Who could have waited any longer? I'm just going to read one last poem. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks again to Poetry London. Pitch. The sky slipped itself into night shearling gloves, but what to do with our bodies? If I can leave my shame behind, I'll call it a win. There are so many sounds in the world we can't recreate with our voices, so we trust what the other means. When we reference a duck's quack, aiming for the exact note of her nasal questioning. Some of us are better at this than others, and like starlings, can fool multiple species with our confident imitations. Kindergarten classes make devotions of this exercise, which is mostly useless, but then there was only one way to respond when you told me how you felt, your shoulders back, a tallish human length between us. I can never repeat the sound, but sometimes we still hear it. Thank you for listening. My book can be found on my website, annickmacaskill.com. I'm selling copies there. I'll even sign it for you. Also check out my publisher's website, gaspro.com, or your local independent bookstore. Thanks so much for tuning in.